I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Good afternoon and welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. Cybersecurity Bill goes through second reading. Human Rights Commission says a fired LUSAKA Police Commissioner Nelson PHIRI ordered the killing of 2 citizens. Join me with the details after this commercial.
The Bible says, I knew you before I placed you in your mother's womb. Apples and bananas.
Working, waiting, this what you've been praying for.
And now the media news in detail. The Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit DMMU has begun the process of relocating families of Cuckoo Compound whose houses have been submerged in water following the continued heavy downpour in LUSAKA. And DMMU National Coordinator Chandakawe, who visited the families, assured them of government support throughout their stay at the camp. Mr. Kawe said it is the desire of government to see every Zambian safe and free from all forms of disasters.
Floods witnessed in several parts of LUSAKA have not spared Misisi and the Cuckoo compounds in Chawama constituency. In this locality, this is a perennial issue. And around the historical famous Ngwenya Dam, surrounding compounds are among the most affected by floods. 2 weeks ago, we visited the area and found out that some tenants and landlords had abandoned their houses due to massive flooding in the area, but for others who had limited resources, they continued to endure the hardship.
Iyi ngwenya yazula ninchi naumu mwazura manyumba waona mvula ngayalokako manzi yachokera pansi na munyumba umuntu arichilika atamenshi ayayedefu moku noti yangere munyumba but manzi yachoka pansi umvera nomvera tiyachoka yana power kanji tuwachula mwe bantu chishi baba government gakuti batuwafwako shani nga efyo benga tuwafwako solution isheo benga tuwafwako nga kupompa nga kupanga ma drainage tete tuishibe tuwachula tetukwetokwa kutwala abana.
The Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit has responded to the cause of the people, and they have since begun relocating the families of Misisi and Cuckoo Compound whose houses have been submerged in water following the continued heavy downpour in LUSAKA.
Wherever you go, it's not who is going to rent, it's government that is going to rent homes until the rain season at Tashan around here because of the issues that is happening behind. Then we'll support you with it. So all of the 10 families there, you need to move like yesterday. So my team from LUSAKA province to help you to identify a man. Then we'll pay for you to set medication. Yes, I'm going to support but I idealize. In the next 2 weeks,
There is a confident that a permanent solution will be found to this annual problem.
Otherwise, if we have every year, menshi yalese feeling yaloke mfula abengi mkombo nyumbala kuka. So if tuamone milimo mwambo kubombo kumwatu afwa drainage mwatu la tuaishi bati mwala pitilishe milimo yenu. So mwatu afuilisha pamonga ba blue water mpitilishe mwafuilishe kona bami aba kwetu obusanso wame.
The people of this compound are usually warned prior to the rainy season, but such calls are fallen on deaf ear. It is with hope that a lasting solution will be found. Otherwise, things will remain as they are. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
The Human Rights Commission, in its final report over the killing of a state prosecutor Nsamansa Chipyoka and a UPND cadre Joseph Kaunda, says the police are fully behind the killing of two Zambians and must take full responsibility. The report has since described the act of being tantamount to extrajudicial killing. Commission Chairperson Matford Mwandenga announced the summary, finding and recommendation of the Human Rights Commission's investigations into the killing of two citizens in LUSAKA Thursday morning. The Commission has since recommended that the state charge former Police Commissioner Nelson PHIRI with murder as supervisor of the day.
The shooting to death of two innocent citizens on the 23rd of December 2020 by police continues to raise debate, with various institutions making recommendations, even when at least 2 weeks ago the killer was identified as Constable Fanuel Nyundo and is being tried by the courts of law. Thursday, the Human Rights Commission released a report on the investigations it carried, which have clearly stated that the state, in this case the police, killed Nsamansa and Joseph Kaunda when the UPND president was called for questioning at police headquarters. Revealing this development to the nation, Human Rights Commission Chairperson Matford Mwandenga has since recommended that the former police commissioner for LUSAKA province, Nelson PHIRI, be charged for murder alongside Fanuel Nyundo because he acted on instruction.
Former Commissioner of Police for LUSAKA province, Mr. Nelson PHIRI, must be jointly charged with the case of murder together with the subordinate officer or officers who took his orders to shoot Mr. Nsamansa and Mr. Joseph Kaunda. 2, that the estates of the deceased persons be adequately compensated by the state. 3, that the Zambia Police Service should desist from the apparent criminalization of the right to assembly as well as movement.
And the Human Rights Commission has also indicated that the police might have been influenced to act in that manner by the orders given by the two ministers in charge of Home Affairs and LUSAKA province.
Sambo directed as follows. Let me take this opportunity through you, Permanent Secretary, to LUSAKA Police Commissioner, if he is here, or his representative is here, Mr. Nelson PHIRI, that tomorrow I don't want any noise in LUSAKA province or LUSAKA district. I have heard that there are some people who are planning to come to LUSAKA to offer solidarity. They want to come, bring confusion. You know your job very well. You know your job very well. End of quote. The Commission strongly believes that such statements from members of the executive could have contributed to the arbitrary action by the police, which resulted into the shooting to death of the duo.
Meanwhile, the Commission says it will use all the available means to ensure that the recommendations made are followed, including that of suing the state if they disregard the recommendations.
If our recommendations are not followed, there may be need for us to resort to trying to use the provision in the Human Rights Act, which stipulates that if somebody doesn't follow the recommendation that we make to that person in his capacity as an authority who has been found wanting, then that person commits an offense for which he is liable to a fine and to both a fine or imprisonment or to both.
For now, Fanuel Nyundo is appearing before court and was charged with 2 counts of murder. Sharon Kalimbula, Camnet News.
In other news, the Cybersecurity Bill has passed second reading in Parliament. 83 members of Parliament voted for the bill, while 52 voted against it. The Cybersecurity Bill, just like Bill 10, has raised divergent views, with government justifying that the Cybersecurity Bill seeks to offer protection to persons against cyber crimes or that provides child online protection. Government also says the bill intends to promote the responsible use of social media platforms. The bill, according to government, further aims to ensure the provision of cybersecurity in the country, declaration and protection of critical information infrastructure, provide for the collection and preservation of evidence of computer and network-related crimes, as well as provide for the registration of cybersecurity services providers. On the other hand, the opposition are of the view that it intends to stifle the freedom of citizens, as the state would have the power to access their personal information against their will. The bill has now reached the committee stage and will come up in Parliament soon.
The results of the poll are as follows: yes 83, no 52, abstention 1. Therefore, the question has been resolved in the affirmative. Let the bill be read a second time.
The Cybersecurity and Cyber Crimes Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2 of 2021.
Committee stage to be taken when?
Tomorrow, Mr. Speaker.
Committee stage to be taken tomorrow.
3 political parties plus 1 civil society organization have formed an alliance they are calling Quatro National Alliance ahead of the 2021 general elections. The 3 political parties include the Zambia Direct Democracy Movement, ZDDM, Zambia Democratic Congress, ZADEC, and Common Cause Democracy, CCD. Ex-ZAMSA Liberation Veterans Multipurpose Society has also been incorporated into the alliance. The alliance has since appointed Heritage Party President Chishala Kateka as its president.
With only 4 months till the country heads to the general elections, more political parties seems to be teaming up with an aim to unseat the ruling Patriotic Front at the August elections. Firstly, it was the United Party for National Development, UPND, which recently announced its alliance, which is called UPND Alliance. Now, a new alliance called Quatro National Alliance has been born ahead of the 12th August 2021 general election. The political parties, which have teamed together to come up with this alliance, have announced new Heritage Party President Chishala Kateka as its presidential candidate for the forthcoming elections. The issue of the running mate has, however, been left out for future consideration and promised to announce it at a later stage.
This 2021 is an election year which gives us the opportunity to change managers and replace the current government with a better one. To this effect, Madam President, a number of political parties and civil society organizations have identified this party, the New Heritage Party, more than all other contesting the August 12, 2021 elections, as having the best plan to salvage our country out of this current problem. The following parties and civil society organizations: Zambia Direct Democracy Movement, ZDDM, ZADECO, Zambia Democratic Congress, Common Cause Democracy, ex-ZAMSA Liberation Veterans, Multipurpose Cooperatives, have therefore agreed to form an affirmation called the Quatro National Alliance, which will fully support and back the New Heritage in this year's elections. It is worth noting that this Quatro National Alliance list is not exhaustive and includes various unions, cooperatives, and associations of farmers, marketeers, bus drivers, taxi drivers, teachers, and school unions.
And Heritage Party President Chishala Kateka says the formed alliance is determined to bridge the difference between the rich and the poor, which is the reason why the PF has lost touch with reality. She, however, regretted that some people have literally sold the country to the highest bidder from the people who contributed to the running of the political parties striving for the government. She disclosed that running of political parties should not be as expensive as seems to be in the country today.
Zambia is well endowed with massive resources which Zambians do not partake in. Our God-given wealth seems to elude us, the Zambians. As the new Heritage Party, Mr. Chairman, we are saying that the time has come for Zambians to partake of their wealth, their heritage. It is our right. It's for this reason that we will ensure that we form government after the August 2021 elections and that we put in place deliberate, well thought through policies, programs and strategies to ensure that this is so.
Miriam Kemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, the headlines once again. Cybersecurity Bill goes through second reading. Human Rights Commission says fired Lusaka Police Commissioner Nelson PHIRI ordered the killing of 2 citizens. Well, that is all. Thank you for joining me. I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Remember to always wear your mask, avoid crowded places, and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Thank you for joining me. Good afternoon and stay safe.